roll.
It's time to jam, to jam, to jam, to jam.
Okay. If you missed Freestyle Friday a couple weeks ago, you missed everything we had about it. Just taking KG back to the roller skating days.
Early 80s, baby.
DJ J-Rock tribute right now. One of our most beloved and dear friend of the show. Paulie Allen's idol. Every day's a cheat day.
Every day's a cheat day. R.I.P. J-Rock, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
you got to go check out the GoFundMe on his page too. Yeah. Try to help him out. He was known for his classic freestyles and his love of the Clippers. All right, we got to cut that out. I appreciate everybody coming on another episode of the Sports Box. No introduction needed, but here we are. R.I.P. J-Rock. He was on our show last week with me and Ant with some comments, keeping the love. Good to see KG back. He's sick, recovered, beat the Rona.
Yeah, me and Rona
beat a case of sunburn or something. I don't know. Paulie was missing last week too.
Cinco de Mayo.
There you go.
Right, that's right.
That's like Paulie's Super Bowl. You know, that's like his New Year's Eve. He'd be out trying to he offering girls green cards and shit.
I caught up.
He trying, you know how he does.
No.
Well, we appreciate it. And listen, before anything else, we want to go back to our last comment on the show from superfan J-Rock. And listen, we bust J-Rock's balls, everything like that. Me and Kev actually won 2 chips with him on the team back to back, which
we did.
Which was a lot of heavy lifting, no pun intended. But the other thing too is J-Rock, if we didn't make it to the show with stuff like that, J-Rock is in the inbox. Yo, why are you guys on? Where's Baseline Jumpers? Best show, blah, blah, blah. So, we bust his balls, but it was all love. And this is his last comment from last week's show, and he died that night. So I'm going to put this up here. And this is perfect. Brian and Tart is full of baloney. Simmons and Beat are players you build around. Don't trade them or Dak Prescott. And listen, Brian Attard is full of baloney. If anybody knows him, you should never talk anything about basketball or pretty much every other sport besides salary cap and coaching. So, that's a great comment to leave on. Yeah, so maybe put that on his headstone or some shit. I see my man Paul is over there tearing up. It's all right, Paul. We'll get through this. We'll get through this together as a show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, appreciate it.
But it's always having my man Richie tuning in. Man, Richie was giving out some winners and some losers. J-Rock just called a bad one. Appreciate you joining us again. But gentlemen, interesting time of the year. About a week left for the NBA games. Big big news, but news. As far as our man, I don't even know what to start off with. We want to start out. We want to start with Westbrook. Get that record.
Start with Westbrook. Let's give him his props.
We're doing something a little bit late. Props? I don't know about props, though. Go ahead.
TQ.
You want props? You want to give him props, Kev? Go ahead. Give him props.
Yeah, I know you're not a big. Listen, man. No matter what, I know you don't like him. We know you don't like him. He's not a winner and all that stuff. But anytime you pass a goat like Oscar Robinson, you gotta give him props, man. He's a dog. He plays hard. So I'm gonna give him his props. Congrats.
Paul, we appreciate you taking the time off of Barstool to join us today. So, what do you think about this Westbrook record?
Listen, he's got to give the respect where it's due. Nobody seems to really do that with Westbrook until he actually breaks the record. Then it's like you get props. But at 181, not just KG, but 181, everybody's saying, oh, he's a stat stuffer. He pipes up the stat lines. Listen, he goes in every day and fucking grinds. And is it every team that he's on now? It's just he's doing the same thing. Is every center just letting them get rebound? That was like the Steven Adams. It was like, oh yeah, they just let him get rebound. Is every center that he plays with?
Pretty much.
That guy goes out there. I mean, he's averaging triple doubles. What he did like last month was like 25, 18, and 16. Like, this guy plays out of his mind. You gotta give credit where credit's due. Like I said, I mean, you don't ever think something like that's going to be broken. That's they interview all the old stars, and they're like, I've never even thought that would be something that came close to get broken. And this guy's just fucking day in and day out. He's averaging seasons of triple doubles. So credit.
Let me jump in real quick. It looks like Ant's frozen a little bit. All right, I understand what you guys are saying. Yeah, the triple doubles are anything nice, but if you guys did you guys see the rebound that he set to actually break the record? 7-footer David Bertans is sitting there watching him get the rebound, like just literally watching him. It's just him and David Bertans, and he obviously he don't get. They're letting him get the rebound. He dribbles up court, takes a bad shot, breaks the front of the rim on a shot clock. He's shooting like 31%. He's one of the least efficient shooters in there. Somebody else gets a rebound, gives it to him. He gets it. Now he gets the assist for somebody hitting a three. So Westbrook, I appreciate that he plays hard. He brings it every night. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to try question his heart, his intensity. Regular season stats are just regular stats, though. He does not play a winning brand of basketball. His playoff record is absolutely atrocious.
Wait, but you didn't ask about that. You're asking about the triple-double record. I mean, nobody's going to say he's a winner. I mean, he balls every night and puts.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you said that I don't like him, and I do like the fact that he plays hard. But like, I don't respect regular season stats to that extent.
Yeah, I get that, but
not in this day and age.
Listen, anytime you can average a triple double for 4 out of 5 seasons, that's something special, regardless of how it's done. He still has to do that every single night. And with the way people take games off in the NBA now, you got to give this guy props. You know what I mean?
I give him props for that. I give him props for playing hard. You know, I give him props tonight for covering 7.
I agree with you, Tone. You know, he doesn't agree when he doesn't play winning basketball and stuff like that. But still, man, this is some amazing stuff right here, bro. You pass Oscar Robertson, you got to get some kind of props in my book.
That's a different era, though. To be honest with you, I mean, if you look at the guys who had multiple.
Okay. Well, I mean, Magic. Nobody's done this. Magic, LeBron, nobody.
No.
So,
if you look at it's the era though, it's a different era right now. These last few weeks,
LeBron's been
Westbrook's been a one-man show. He's been a one-man show. He's putting up hollow stats. They're hollow stats.
So is LeBron.
He's not putting up hollow stats. He's winning.
No, what I'm saying is he's a one-man band. He was the next guy that everybody said was going to do it. Has he ever averaged a triple?
Well, then he teamed up with Wade and Bosh and that kind of stuff. If LeBron wanted to average a triple double, he could, but I don't think. I think LeBron respects the game a little bit more than having Steven Adams give him rebounds and David Burton give him rebounds and Thomas Bryant give him rebounds. What happened in Washington?
Well, but that's now 3 teams. Now you're naming 3 different teams, 3 different centers that they're just. All these guys are just giving him the board like nice.
I mean, we could put the YouTube clips up. I mean, it's laughable. I think we did it on the board. It's laughable.
Okay.
You get some people make it like he had a meeting with his center.
Let me ask you something.
He's definitely the most aggressive guard. He goes out. I mean,
he plays.
Any guard going to get a rebound. I mean,
probably the most aggressive guard since the man on my shirt, as far as like with heart and intensity.
Is that Rose?
AI.
Well, yeah.
Fucking Rose.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Well,
it's Bulls fan. Dude.
Fucking Rose.
Listen,
he's playing good though. Let's give D Rose props. He really changed the game.
Hold on. If D Rose doesn't go through that where he became a crybaby and stuff like that phase, and he doesn't blow his knee out, and Tibbs isn't an idiot, keeping him up 30 against the Sixers, we might be talking about a different Derrick Rose. But props to him that he's still balling. He's coming together.
Yeah, he's really, he had 27 the other night. He's a big part of that Knicks team, man. It's one of the things where you're like, okay. KD, your mic is we'll get that.
My mind's
Seriously,
low.
you know, when KD asked about his top 5 teammates of all time last week, he forgot to mention Russ. Oh, he didn't forget to
All
mention.
that.
No, he
He
knew
did.
what he was doing.
Yeah, that's perfect. That was on purpose. That was on purpose.
No, he knew what
Yeah.
he was doing.
And it is. I mean, you gotta listen. Russ he's fun to watch. He plays hard, but as far as triple doubles and stuff like that, they don't translate into winning basketball. I mean, it's just how it is. He's such an inefficient scorer, but he still tries to score. So if you know, it's one of them things.
73 win Golden State team. They blew a 3-1 lead in the finals, or what our conference finals. I mean,
Well,
it's,
Yeah.
like
So-
they've had their chances to win. I don't know how you put that. You can't put that on Russ. KD probably don't leave if they don't blow that series. They stay there.
They
they
don't
go
know
to the
Russ, though. I mean,
Well,
it's just
KD probably left because of Russ.
no,
Yeah,
he definitely
he-
left. He
yeah.
definitely left. because
he
of
definitely. So that's what I'm saying. And then Westbrook and Russ, and then it was just. Harden and Westbrook. You thought that was going to work, and it didn't
Twice
work.
it didn't work.
It's-
Twice it didn't
yeah.
work.
It's just listen. Congratulations to him. Great accomplishment. Different era of basketball. There was our Sabonis last night got a triple double. Like it's just kind of a little bit different of what we're going with.
Centers are getting triple doubles.
Yeah, and yeah. Speaking of centers, let's go right into that now. All right.
Yes,
There you go. There you go. Right there.
MVP,
Hey,
Joker
Joker.
MVP, or do we have a surprise?
Joker.
Paulie?
What's that? I'm enjoying some people agreeing with me in the comments.
Yeah, I agree. Paul. I think we're on it. Are you on Embiid with me?
What?
I'm on Embiid, man. I'm
Oh, what? MVP? I was.
No, I still.
How about right now? I mean,
You look at the odds. It's fucking Jokic is like minus 1,800 now.
no. Who do you feel? Not who do you think's going to win? Who do you feel should
Oh,
be the
who do I
MVP?
feel? Oh, that's different. I think it's Embiid. I'm with you guys.
Yeah, I feel as if Embiid should. I mean, he's
100%.
he's number one in the East. He's been consistent the entire season. I mean, he's easily the top 2. And I mean, I would say the record, I don't see how Jokic is that far ahead of him in the odds. Like it's not even close. It's like minus 1,800 to plus.
And Joel's such a better defensive player than Jokic. I mean, I don't see it either. Leading the first place team, scoring over 30 points.
Joel didn't sit much this season. Like he got hurt and was out. He wasn't doing a lot of rest games before the injury.
I think that's going to be I think though, no matter what the reason is, Joel Embiid missing games is going to be the reason why he doesn't win MVP.
That is the reason.
Agreed.
And you have to take into consideration too is that Jamal Murray is out for the year, and Joker is still out there. Put his team's firmly in the playoff spot in the top 4, and he's been balling every night. He hasn't really missed too many games, if any, for any reason. I think Embiid is going to wind up, and it's a shorter season, so Embiid's going to play, and he was out last night. Embiid won't play 50. What's he going to play? If he plays the rest of these games, he's going to play 53 games, maybe
50 some. Yeah, 50 some.
Oh yeah, and that's
so.
I mean, we kind of said it. We kind of said it when Murray went down. If we go back, I said if Jokic keeps them at the top of
it's over.
Consistent with where they're at, it's him. It's a given. And like I said, they didn't fall off that far, but
he's not in first place.
I just hate that an injury. Like Rich is sitting here, he's saying like they almost sit him every back to back. They're sitting him every back to back now because he's coming off of an injury. If he doesn't get injured.
No, they start, but he's always coming off injury. They started that in the beginning of the season.
Sure. So you got to put it at like give them a X amount of games need to be played to be elected for the MVP and type. You know what I mean? To where it's like that should be like your blind eye about it based it off of this many games, and Embiid wins it.
I think, unfortunately, with voters, that's what it's going to come down to. If it's so close, which it is in my mind, between Joker and Embiid, they're going to come down to, and that's going to be the settled thing. Well, Joker lost a key player, and he's still keeping his team at the top, and Embiid didn't play games, so that's going to be that's probably why. It's
100%. No, it's not even close.
It's not right. It's not right. It's not right because if you're looking at the season, Embiid has been the best player from day one in my book. And I know LeBron was playing well and these people, but consistently until he got hurt, he was the best player in the NBA. And now he's coming back. He's still doing his thing. So
I ask you guys this. Okay, Kev, you're not a Sixers fan. The rest of us are. Are you really? What would you rather have, a healthy Embiid going into the playoffs, or saying that Joel Embiid is the MVP? Because I'd rather have a championship.
Healthy Embiid,
of course.
I don't really have a problem with him missing too many games and not winning the MVP because I think Joker, he's out there, he's playing every game, and his injury risk, I guess, is a little bit less than Embiid because he's been injury prone since he was drafted. So I think it's more important to keep him healthy and get him ready to play in the playoffs than it is to worry about him winning MVP because no one's cut down banners for winning MVPs.
Nope.
Speaking of that, though, let's go into this. All NBA first team. We're talking about two guys now here. So, Kev.
How do you even fucking you know what? When you brought that up earlier, not to cut you off, it's impossible for these guys to fucking vote on this now. With how many different players are in so many different positions, and now there's rules. They got like Embiid can be a forward. Doesn't have to be a center now. It's like
right.
It's
so Meads. Who's your All NBA first team top 5 that deserve it this year?
Embiid, Seth,
Jokic.
Well,
let him get his out. Let's see who got. You know what I'm saying?
Well, okay. So we're gonna go Seth, Embiid, Joker.
Did you say Seth or Steph?
Steph. I'm sorry.
He said
killing me.
I did say Seth.
I thought you did.
Steph's about to have a hell of an end of the season.
Oh yeah, he's gonna ball out.
Do you know something
average
about
100.
here?
So it is a crazy year because everyone's injured. A lot of injuries. Like you expect Durant would be there, Harden, but so it's a little bit tougher. Trying to figure out. I mean, is Giannis is having a great year? So those 4, and Lillard.
No.
Hold on, let him. This is his. You can't say no to his. This is his.
Why? We're talking on a show.
I mean,
you disagree with we'll get to yours in a second, though. You know what I'm
saying? You're putting.
No, we're having a debate.
Well, I mean,
are we
going by position?
Listen.
Or are we go? I'm fielding a team.
No, I got
Luka.
So Amedio's top 5 is Seth, Dame, Joker, Embiid, and Giannis. KG, you disagreed? You disagreed, KG?
The only thing I disagree with, because I'm right there with Ant, is Bradley Beal's over Dame.
Bradley Beal.
Okay.
What are you making? He's leading the league in scoring.
Where's
Paul, you can't wait.
Steph is leading the league in scoring.
Well, they're right
there.
And where is Luka?
Get the fuck
on,
man.
Yes, it's no brainer. It's Steph, Luka, Joker, Embiid, and Giannis. That's it. It's not a debate.
You know what? This is absolutely.
And I'm leaving LeBron off it. He should
absolutely hysterical. Because you know why? Because you guys just sat there and told me how great Westbrook is for averaging a fucking triple double, breaking the record, and he ain't on one of your goddamn.
Oh, that was a question. That's a great feat.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the best top 5 player in the NBA.
Okay.
And that's where I'm saying that's where it's a little different with the all the new rules with the first team. Like technically in years back, you would have to put Jokic or Joker at the center, and Embiid would have to be a second team.
Exactly.
And Embiid's a top 5 player.
You can't be second in MVP and not be an All NBA.
Yeah,
exactly. But, I mean, now Embiid, respectively, would be a second team.
Now,
I'm saying with the rules how they were
in the old way.
If Embiid's the center,
thank God they changed that.
But now you're putting Jokic at your center because he's not available to go in for a forward. But Embiid is a forward, but he has 100% of his time played at center.
So, Scoops, who's your top 5? Who's your All NBA team right now?
Real quick, Toe. That's not That's not my five. It's Steph, Bradley, Giannis, Embiid, and the Joker. I don't have Dame in there. I just
Steph?
switched Dame. That's definitely not mine. Let's clear that up. Steph, Embiid, Joker, Giannis.
Come on,
and
man.
Bradley.
Give Dame time some respect.
Listen,
Steph?
I like.
Yeah, he's got it.
I like Dame, but
Dame Dollar.
Dame's a little. Dame's not one of my favorites. Dame's a little overrated in my mind, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
We can get into that. We can get into
Richie
that
Nels
later on.
brought his and Joker, Curry, Dame time, Luca, and Giannis. No Embiid. I think that's asinine.
I don't know where you
Embiid
guys.
has to be on
And
it.
listen, I knew it was an Embiid hater the whole time I've been reading.
Everyone
his
has
comments.
an opinion, man. Everyone's got an
That's
opinion.
that's why we do this. That's why we do
You got your
That's
opinion,
awesome.
but opinions can be wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't want the same list as you, Paul. I didn't
You don't
expect
have
the same
it.
list.
One
I
of
know.
the fact that nobody's putting Luca in your first team is asinine.
So you got Luca. Who else?
Luca,
Right.
Steph, Embiid, Giannis, and the Joker.
All right, so we all disagree in one spot, and
Yeah.
and they're all worthy.
And
players.
you are all wrong.
Well, no, listen. We're not wrong.
Listen, you got to have Luca.
Why?
I mean, Luca's.
Why do you have to have Luca?
What's he?
What's
I
he-
got to
what's
find
he
what's he
saying?
averaging. He's like probably 29, 8. Like he's.
What do you think those
Somebody
guys are
weird.
averaging?
You're talking about players now. This is the individual player performance. Steph is on the shittiest fucking. The Warriors, they stink. But
All right.
Steph's
Now-
dominating the league. This is an
I think
individual
so.
player category, not what you're doing for your team and how great. That's I mean, Tony, you kind of makes sense when you said Westbrook's completely off. Like you said, he's averaging triple double, but I mean, I don't have Westbrook's probably not even on my second team, to be honest.
All right. So
Hit it, Tone. Who's yours?
you guys are all wrong.
All right. Obviously, go. You knew this was coming. Go.
Oh, CP3. Okay.
EP3. And Giannis, Joker.
Chris Paul's my second. Chris Paul's on my second team.
That's a good list. I think all
Yeah,
four
but-
of us are good.
He's just not playing as good as Luca.
Listen, Chris Paul took a team that was in the playoffs last year, molded them, and brought them into the second seed, and they might be the first seed by the time. So you got to give Chris
Sure,
Paul
but
credit. He's got some. He's getting a little quiet murmurs. If Joker fell off and Embiid fell off, he would be in the MVP talk. So I'm going, and Steph Steph
Chris Paul, he's having like a nice modest year. Like I said, what he's doing for the team, he's averaging like 18, averaging under 20 a game. He's like 18.
That's fine. Listen, it ain't all about stats. I'll take what Chris Paul's doing for the Phoenix Suns over what Westbrook's doing for the Washington Bullets any day of the week.
Westbrook
Chris
out, but
Paul-
you're taking Chris Paul. You're taking what Chris Paul's doing over Luca.
Yes, over Luca, stat wise and stuff like that. Right now, yeah, they're better. This team's better. It's a better team.
You're telling me right now, Chris Paul's a top 5 player in the NBA, and Luka Doncic
This
is.
season, he had a top 5 season. He deserves to be top 3, top 5.
Man, that's
Top-
crazy.
yep.
That's crazy.
He's elevated.
Luka's a top 5 player in the NBA.
Okay, but not this season. So is LeBron not a top 5 player?
How?
AD not a top 5 player?
Yeah, but
Is
no,
LeBron not
you
a top
gotta
5
take
player,
out,
Paul?
now you gotta look into the injuries. You gotta look into the injuries.
Okay.
You have to. All right, what you want my top 5 NBA?
No,
Durant,
because if we just did
LeBron,
top 5
you can't do that.
NBA and not all NBA for 2021 season, you're
Yeah.
talking KD, you're talking LeBron, you're talking Harden, you're talking Embiid, you're talking Joker. Bang. That's
Yeah.
it. Easy.
All right, wait. I mean, we're all naming all these guys. I mean, nobody mentioned Kawhi.
No, he's not. No,
Kawhi.
sorry.
He's having an off year. He's not
Hey,
an all NBA guy right now.
No, Kawhi's okay, but first of all,
Kawhi's probably second team.
Kawhi's been playing 49 games.
Second team.
49, Kawhi's only played 49 games, and he has a long way to go to get back in that top 5 after what happened in the playoff last year. Got to earn.
Chris Paul, 16, 4, and 8.
Hard to earn. This isn't, listen, I'm from a generation where you had to earn your shit. If you wanted, there wasn't like win a game and go off, win 2 games, go off. Yeah, you want to play, you want to stay on the court, you win. You earn the court. You go out there, you ball, you stay, you win, you stay on. If not, you go home or you try to call next. That's how it is. Not from the generation like, oh, okay, you know what, everybody wins and we're good and participation trophy bullshit that's in sports today and it's generating into pro sports. Fuck that.
Listen, I think all four of us have good lists. I do. I think
You're right. I don't think there's a
I
wrong
think-
list.
I think
Yeah, there's not a.
This is what I mean. There's arguments every which way, you know. So it's,
One of us
I
will
think
be.
every
One
list
of us
was-
will be right. One of us is going to be right.
Let's hope so. That'd be great. Who? All right, Paulie, you say you? Okay.
All right, Paul.
Right. So when we
Who,
come
vote,
for the
who
remote,
votes? Who votes for the team? Who votes
The
for
press.
the team?
oh, everybody, like
press?
Yeah, the press and
coaches, all kinds of like
Yeah.
a bunch of people. If you want MVP, you can vote. If you scratch your ass on a Tuesday, you can vote. They have all kinds of. They have big bazungas. You can vote. There's a bunch of people.
All right, so here's an interesting one. I think it's only really a 2-player race. Most improved player this year.
Oh, can I go?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
everybody's got the same one.
I,
I said
John Randall.
Julius Randle.
Julius
Randle,
Randle. Did you say John?
I said
You're
John
off
Randall.
tonight, man.
I
You
am
got
off.
Let's,
seven
he's thinking about Minnesota Vikings back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, Julius Randle. What he's
Julius
doing is
Randle.
just.
See, there's two people. There's two other people that deserve at least a mention. I think what Jordan Clarkson's doing off the bench for the Utah Jazz,
Yeah.
carrying that team since Donovan Mitchell's out, has to be mentioned because he's taking his game to the next level. He had what 40 something the other night.
Yeah, he
Oh,
dropped
yeah.
a 40 nugget.
Exactly. So what he's doing is good. And the other guy who's really making a late surge, and
Say it. Say it. Say it.
Jamal Murray's been down. Michael Porter Jr. has been going off. He's been really helping that Nuggets team and MVP Junior. So he definitely deserves some consideration.
That was a great
Yeah.
call, Ant. You called that. I remember like 3 or 4 weeks ago. You called that. That was a great call.
You know what I called that, Kevin? I called that.
I know when the
before
Sixers
draft.
picked you up in the draft. I know.
I called it before the draft.
Well, how about listen? The Bulls were the only team he worked out for, and we didn't draft them. So I don't want to hear it. Don't
I
worry.
mean, yo, we got
All because of a back injury.
Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant.
He was candidate for last year, not this year.
Last year, averaged 10 points a game. Last year, he's over 20 this year.
Bubble Grant, though. Bubble Grant.
Yeah,
He's
He's
bubble.
been out.
He blew up last year in the bubble.
I mean, Grant this season he's averaging over 20 a season.
Another Brett Brown fuck up.
I was
Brett
gonna
Brown
say,
fuck
when
up.
did you ever think Jeremy Grant going to be averaging 20?
We could just sit here and go most improved Brett
Christian
Brown.
Wood. Christian Wood.
There's a lot of them. There would be a
Yeah, there's another
hour
one.
show. That's a whole hour show.
Yeah.
That's next week.
See, this comment here, though, Richie. Like, first of all, it's so you could say this about Embiid. You could say this about Simmons. You could say this a lot of things. There was no reason to do the trade and that's what happens. That's why you don't allow Brett Brown to run your draft that year. That's what they did, and it was just completely bullshit. You know, Michael Porter Jr. was the #1 player coming out of high school that year by far. Got hurt in Missouri. Why would you go to Missouri besides they paid your dad and your brother there and all that other bullshit? That's how it is. I mean, why Cade Cunningham, and you've seen Patrick Baldwin declare this year about he's going to University of Wisconsin. What is it? Wisconsin Whitewater? Is that what it is? No, Milwaukee. Wisconsin, whatever. Because
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's the kid this year went and played for his dad.
Yeah.
just played for
Right? Yeah.
So they just announced that today. But that's the thing, though. Like everybody knew Porter was going to be a monster. And here's the thing that hurt me the most about this is his skill set directly complements Embiid and Simmons.
Oh, you guys will be in there, bro.
Stretch 4 straight up fucking score assassin.
You guys
All right.
would easily be at #1.
But I do agree, and I think everybody should agree, and it should be unanimous, is that Julius Randle is most important. It wasn't that big of a surprise because when you watched him in LA, when you watched him in New Orleans, he would ball out.
Yeah, he
would
has legit
I think
skill.
you know
Man. He's got great footwork, great touch. I mean,
I think it's his
game. I mean, we might see him in the playoffs. So
It's maturity, I think, too.
yeah,
You know that,
he's
and his
learning the game.
defense.
He learned the game.
His defense. He's playing a lot better defense now. He's actually,
Oh, I wonder why. And that brings us to the next question.
Can I answer?
Sure.
That would be Tibbs, 100%. Tom Thibodeau.
Tibbs,
I think the Phoenix coach would be close second. What's
another former
Sixer.
Monty
Sixer.
Williams. Monty Williams.
Yeah, Monty.
Monty.
And I think you have to give Doc Rivers some credit, too, for what he's doing with the Sixers team in the #1 seed.
You do. That's
Yeah,
that's
give him
that's
credit.
top three. That would be
Paul,
top-
Paul, who are you thinking? Coach of the year.
I mean, being a homer, I like Doc. Thibodeau did good. I mean, Quinn Snyder. He's got Utah number 1.
Good call.
That's in the West.
Has a coach looked more coked up than Quinn Snyder?
No. Adam Gase. Adam Gase.
Adam
That's
Gase.
coach.
Yeah, we got the
That's
Adam
the only
Gase
one.
on here
Other
somewhere.
than that, no.
So if I had to go for my
There he is.
oh god,
There he is.
if I had to go for coach of the year, I think I'm going with Thibodeau just because what he was able to do with that team. I think nobody really expected the Knicks to turn around like that, and it's difficult in the NBA for a coach like Thibodeau to actually find a group of players that actually want to play hard every night and want to play defense, and a young group of players at that kind of embraced it. RJ Barrett's playing defense, shooting the ball well. Julius Randle, who's kind of been a talented journeyman for his first couple of years, becoming a ball player.
Yep.
Nerlens Noel, Mitch Robinson, these guys are actually blooming there and they're embracing Tip's style. And I think that is what's going to put him over the top for coach of the year because Doc Rivers is Doc Rivers. He has a ton of talent, as far as with Embiid, Simmons, who else was mentioned?
Yeah, you bring the Knicks back, man. I mean,
Monty Williams,
it's pretty much automatic if you bring the Knicks back right now.
So if I had to vote for, I would vote Tibbs, Monty Williams second. I'd give it to either Doc or Quinn Snyder third, just because they're in first place and they're doing.
That's my top.
I mean, realize do they normally who won it last year? Nick Nurse.
Yeah.
Who did win it last year? Good call.
And that was what the Raptors were number 1.
Nick Nurse, I think, won it when they won the title, which was 2 years ago.
Right.
I forgot. I don't know. Tone, you're the
Yeah.
second.
The thing about Coach of the Year, Nick Nurse won it last year, but not the year he won the title.
Oh, okay. Good call, Paul. My fault.
Yes, and it's always like one of them awards that's kind of like almost like a year late on everything. I think Budenholzer won it the year before with Milwaukee because they were the number 1 seed. So the teams have really been doing the number 1 seed well, but I think what Thibodeau is doing is a little bit unprecedented. So I think we'll go with Thibodeau. And
just
remember what's that?
I was going to say you're saying just not based off the overall record of the team, but just being where the Knicks, how low they were to how
where they're at now.
Where they are now.
If you look at
Utah, they got their fucking record, the best record in the NBA, where nobody, I don't think, thought Utah was going to be the best team in the NBA.
How about Steve Nash?
Nice.
Does LeBron get any votes?
Should. No, he should. LeBron, not now. I would say LeBron should have been getting the votes back in when he was in Cleveland.
Speaking of Steve Nash, it was kind of funny. But I heard this the other day. Somebody saying that the Brooklyn Nets are going to go and be facing the Phoenix Suns in the finals, and Steve Nash is finally going to win a championship in Phoenix.
Rich. Knicks coaches are horrible, developing rookies. Barrett's okay, Toppin, Knox. I mean, was he even? Were they like? It's kind of like a new staff. It's their
the only one that's happening and
Knicks coaching staff. I mean,
what Barrett was last year compared to this year is completely. Knicks did an overhaul.
Well, that's what I think he said. Like, besides the exception of Barrett, but. Yeah. I mean, Kevin Knox.
You can't. I mean, this is Kevin Knox. This isn't on the current coaching staff. That would be like me blaming Doc Rivers because Zaire Smith can't play ball or survive eating the peanut.
Is he still on your team, Zaire Smith?
Zaire Smith is not playing professional basketball.
Yeah, he's out of the league.
No, not out of the league. He's out of the sport.
What happened?
I don't know. I'm about to pick him up on a men's league, but he might not even make the fucking team.
He's not making that Hamilton team.
Listen, if you're trying to be a guard and you can't dribble or shoot, I mean,
good try.
Yeah, and that was just completely just insane. The last award, which looked like a runaway a couple of months ago, then it was like, okay, well now LaMelo's out. Rookie of the year. Edwards has been going off. LaMelo's been phenomenal. What do you guys see here?
I'm feeling
LaMelo.
LaMelo. I'm still.
LaMelo.
I think LaMelo kind of stole the light. I mean, they're both going off. Very good players. Edwards is actually going
If we're
beyond
going
my
off-
expectations of him.
I ain't changing my pick.
If we're
Everybody's
going
on LaMelo now, aren't you?
no, he's having a good season. He's still not a top 3 under 25.
I'm pretty
though. We're
sure
not
I
getting
said
into
the
that.
same thing.
No, we all had different ones, I thought.
Well,
All right,
I
Paul.
don't.
You're the only one
never-
that's
Yeah.
right, Paul.
Yeah, I am, motherfucker.
All right.
I think you said Edwards in the beginning of the year.
Hey, Edwards has been pretty damn good.
Yeah,
If we're
he's
going-
They did a side by side of him and Jordan and the face. It was just like, I get it now.
Can we,
They look identical.
If we're going off of interviews, Edwards wins landslide because he's absolutely the funniest interview I've ever heard from a guy.
Yeah, was he the one that he have to come to stick up for Cat when they were
Yeah.
asking about the
Just like whatever he
I mean, we're
said,
grown ass men, man.
he's just not all there, and it's hilarious. It's great for TV. So,
he didn't know who
but
A-Rod was.
Yeah, he's like, I don't,
he knew
I-
who he was.
yeah, he's got it. That's what I said. That had to be trolling heavy.
That's clout chasing right there.
That's what he's saying. But I mean, if you look at what is Minnesota is like 7-3 in their last 10 or something like that. He's putting up 40 burger, 29, 25. I mean, he's been filling it up, and he's been doing something that they desperately needed, and he is entertaining. I think if LaMelo didn't come back, he loses Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And like,
But now that he comes back, it's different. Paul, I haven't checked the odds on any of the sports books. Do you know where they are with the odds on the race?
LaMelo's the favorite, slight favor, I believe.
Yeah, I think LaMelo's
Slight favorite.
I mean, you saw. I mean, have you watched the Hornets? I mean, not a
Yeah,
bad little
absolutely.
squad. Not a bad little squad, man. I like PJ Washington. They got
Miles
Rozier.
Bridges.
He fills it up. I mean, and you saw when LaMelo came back.
LaMelo's at minus
y'all
900.
started him.
Minus 900. Oh, that's a.
So that's a wrap. So LaMelo came back and claimed it, and
Yeah.
but I mean,
I mean, they had
LaMelo
Tyrese Halliburton.
we're talking about it right now. 1 for 9, 0 for 3 3-pointer, 5 points, but he did have 12 rebounds and 7 assists
When was this? Last night?
last night. So
Yeah, he didn't have a scoring night last night.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
he-
as of April 15th, Anthony Edwards, the 20th Edwards. I'm just like looking how they been tracking it. So yeah, pretty much Edwards had it from when Ball was hurt and was out, and now it's pretty much just like he's
And I think the key for LaMelo going forward, because since he's been back, he's had some interesting games. He hasn't had a triple double yet, but he has had some games where he shot 1 for 10, 1 for 9. 0 for 7 from 3 in a game. He scored 27 points. So when you look at that kind of stuff, you see some of the development that needs to happen, and it's a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a little bit it's a little bit interesting. You know what I'm saying? I thought it would be a little bit closer. I think some of the other rookies around the league haven't really stepped up as you expected. We said Obi Toppin a little bit ago. I thought he would have a little bit better season this year, more of an impact. But then again, no one really foresaw Tibbs and the Knicks actually playing for something.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, really interesting.
Agreed.
Yeah, they got just to elaborate a little bit more on Rich Nelms's little thing here. Quigley is the 4th favorite after Edwards and Halliburton in the Rookie of the Year race here.
He's played real well this year. Real well.
So so one of the things that we all like to do here now, and so we got that. So we got through all the awards and everything like that. As far as the playing games,
Looks like the Lakers are going to be in it.
What's that?
So it looks like the Lakers are about to be in it.
I think that's a strategic move.
I just don't think that they, like I said, I don't think that they're
I think they're
worried
cooked.
about where they have to be. They know that.
Listen, Paul, hear me out. Listen,
They're cooked.
LeBron is not playing tonight because AD's not playing, right? So they'll both come back, play 2 games. Even if let's just say, for instance, they'll end up probably being the 7, right, or 8. So they're going to play the Warriors. I believe they'll beat them, but if they do lose to them, right, they're not getting beat by Memphis or San Antonio. So then they're strategically dropping down so they can play Utah or Phoenix, which they feel very confident about, instead of trying to win out and go against. They don't want to see the Clippers in the first round, or they don't want to see Denver in the first round. It's all planned out. All planned out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they ain't getting back into that.
Are we being
Fifth.
are we being a little naive or foolhardy here, believing that the Lakers are just going to come back all healthy when they haven't been able to stay healthy for the last month?
I'm not.
Not me. I
I'm
think
not
they're
saying,
cooked.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's what I think they're doing. In their mind, they're thinking, "Oh, we're going to be fine and we're going to come back in." That's
if LeBron is out there tweeting whether or not he's playing, like he'll be okay.
How about softest cushion Anthony Davis?
Yeah. Charmin.
He's all right.
Dennis,
He pulled up
Dennis
lame
Schroeder,
last
but also
night.
Dennis Schroeder. I mean,
Also got hurt.
how many injuries are just going to be overcome? Like, are they just going to? It's not like they're just playing bad or just coasting through the season. These guys are hurt and they're not playing.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think? What are we looking at here? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Are we just being a bunch of idiots thinking that the Lakers are going to come back and roll through some teams that have been playing good basketball all season?
I mean, for my thing, everybody's cleared or should be cleared. They got Schroeder set to come back for like the last 2-3 games of the season. I mean, LeBron, I think LeBron knows when he's ready and capable of playing, and if he can just, like you're saying, if they're looking at it any type of way, how KG was just saying. I mean, LeBron will come back and he'll be LeBron. He'll be fine.
That's their game plan. But I said this a month ago. You need that time. They're going to need time to gel. And like Tone said,
which is why
they're probably going to have to play the top 2 teams. I mean,
here's a question for you guys too, and I don't know this off of my top of my head. Has Andre Drummond, Anthony Davis, and LeBron played a game together yet?
No. Nope.
I didn't think so.
Oh no, that's a lie.
They might have played like the first.
He came back for those 2 games. I think they maybe got 1 together.
And
that's it.
Yeah, LeBron came back and then sat again.
Great. No matter how you are as a player, you do need time to gel, and you're going to go against Utah's. Like we just gave Quinn Snyder all these props for having a team a number 1 seed. They're coming back. They're going to play maybe 1-2 games together. Maybe 3 before they beat one of them.
That's what I'm saying. We're not talking about them jostling for position as a 2 or 3 or 1 seed to get a matchup against the 7th or 8th seed. We're talking about them jostling position to play a good team. If they match up with Phoenix in the second round, you're not going to sit there and tell me that it's not going to be a tough schedule, tough series.
Oh, 100%.
Listen, when has it ever been easier for them? You flip them. You do your Eastern Conference Finals the first round, and then you kind of coast to the finals. A couple gentlemen sweeps.
I don't think that's how it is in the West this year.
No,
West
is a beast.
I don't know if they're a beast. They don't have I don't think they have the high top end. I think the East has the higher top end of teams.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about 3 teams, and there's only going to be 1 or 3 teams.
I don't want to say the East is. I don't think East is better than the West. The West is good 1 through 9.
Well, top heavy, I believe is what
I think with the Sixers. I think the Sixers.
Oh, right. Who's better in like the top 2? Yeah, I think
the
Sixers.
top 3 is definitely better than the West top 3, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, if you got to.
I mean, I think most people are. I think when you're looking at the East, I mean, most people when you start with the favor of the Brooklyn Nets and what they're all trying to get healthy with Harden coming back tonight and all that kind of stuff. They're the hands-on favorite to win the whole championship, and then you have its team like the Sixers and the Bucks of that. And I think
the Sixers
and the Heat. Watch
Oladipo.
They're getting healthy, man. Watch the Heat.
They're getting healthy with Oladipo just announcing he's done for the year.
Who cares? They don't need Oladipo. Watch the Heat.
Listen, the East is Sixers and the Nets.
I
Watch,
agree.
this will be the year.
I think-
This will be the year everybody sleeps on Milwaukee, and this will be the fucking year they actually.
I think they shouldn't sleep on him because I think that Drew's Holiday's defense is a little underrated. The Delaware Jordan Dante DiVincenzo is out there trying to get some buckets, and and Giannis is still Giannis. So I mean,
I met his brother, by the way.
And
what
they
is
got
he?
Middleton.
Did he call him Delaware Pippin?
No, I don't know. I met him like through the like basketball. It was just he
I got
looks exactly like him. It's like they're like spitting image of each other. So,
There
but anyway,
you go. Yeah, so I mean, I think that's why it's so important for the Sixers to hold on to that one seed, because you don't want to see the Bucks in the second round. Let the Nets and the Bucks
Yeah.
fight it out. And then,
Sixers definitely need that one seed.
now what they next game they win, they clinch it, correct?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Brooklyn loses.
Magic number,
I got it.
the Magic number's 1. So yeah, so I think the loss the other night, people were a little panicking, and you have to give the Indiana Pacers a lot of credit too, because when the Pacers are playing like that, I mean Sabonis and Karis LeVert, who's always been a favorite of everybody on the show here,
Yes.
So
Yeah, I
let's-
mean they're playing for something too. The other team's playing for something. So I mean, yeah, it was a tough night, but like we said last week, their schedule's very weak at the end. I mean, last 2 games are Orlando. So
Ant Scoops, I know this is one of your favorite parts of the show as well as mine. No action tonight, and I like something that Meats posted a little bit earlier. The little Bogdanovich
special.
the BOGO special. I mean that's
Both of them have been balling. Both of them have been really playing
Trae
well.
Young over 40 points.
Who is he playing?
They're playing the
Washington.
Wizards.
Wow, Wizards.
That's a good.
all right. So we're gonna look at this. This is what Anthony put up here on today. Bogdanovich over 25 at plus 250. Eric Bledsoe over 25, over 20 plus 158. The other Bogdanovich, I mean, it's when you're betting on the same Bogdanovich is on the same night. And then we have Jason Tate over 15 points. And Ant, you didn't bet any of these straights, which I always say is a mistake.
I know. You're going to be mad at me, but we're going to see what happens.
I'm not going to be mad at you because you're going to hit 3 out of 4. You're going to be mad at yourself for not putting a buck on each. I mean, listen, if you put $100 on each one of these and just the Atlanta Bogdanovich hits, you're already halfway there in the profit. So, I think that should be interesting. I mean, I like the matchups. This is what I put in today too. Celtics -6. Let's talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers not covering an 11 straight.
Yeah,
so I'll
they're
just go with the Celtics.
totally tanking. the Cleveland
Yeah,
Cavaliers.
which is a good thing. Clint Capella. Listen, somebody has to catch all of those West bricks, right? All those rebounds and all those bricks that Russell Westbrook puts up. Clint Capella is the LB. They played on Monday night. They had 22 rebounds against them before. Utah tonight against the Trailblazers. Trailblazers need this win. It's -1. I think Rudy Gobert, fraud defensive player of the year candidate. They hold him under 14.5. And Paulie, you got like this one. Your boy Luka over 7.5 rebounds.
Luka Duka.
What do you got for us tonight, Paulie?
I mean, Trey's playing now. That already started. He's got 11 in the second. So, I'm also on the Celtics. I agree with that. I don't
Richie doesn't like the Celtics, but what's new? I don't like the Celtics either. But I'm just going with how bad they've been.
Celtics right now. I got nothing till probably that 9 o'clock sleep. That 9 o'clock over Pelicans Mavericks looks a little juicy too.
Get that money quick with the Celtics. Takes the first half, 3.5. Get that money
First to
fast.
score, first to 10, first to 20.
Back.
So really, in something like this, you're talking about Celtics so bad and all this kind of stuff, and you know, if you don't like the Celtics, it really you can replace the Celtics with any team. When a team doesn't cover 11 in a row,
Yes.
it doesn't matter who they're playing.
You
It
gotta
doesn't
go
matter
with the
what the
trend.
number is.
Ride the
It's just
trend.
you're just playing a trend. That's all you're doing, and it doesn't. It could have said Sister Mary of the Holy Blind tonight against Cleveland, and I'm just going to put it on Cleveland. I'm just going to put it on Sister Mary of the Holy Blind. I mean because when you talk about it, I mean Celtics are so bad, but they're still the 7th seed, and they're still 14 games over what a tanking
Cleveland.
Cleveland is. So. Let's kind of compartmentalize it. I mean,
Also like Portland.
Is Orlando a good team? No. Is Toronto a good team? No. I mean, these teams that they haven't been covering against, and I mean, they lost. I don't know, 15. They're like 2 for the last 20 or something like that. Losing to bad teams, losing to good teams.
Yeah.
Who's out for the Jazz tonight? Portland's only +1.
Who's out for the Jazz? Donovan.
Portland +1 in Utah.
It's a meaningful game for Portland. Portland has a very hard schedule if they want to avoid that playing game.
Yeah, they have the hardest schedule, Portland.
Yeah.
To get in.
Oh, like
yeah.
that. Clarkson had 41 yesterday.
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier in the show. Thank you.
Sheesh. Must have not been watching.
That's all right. We get all the hate from everybody else on the sports cock. So KG, you're not in that group, and you're lucky you're not, because I told him. I only told you, Adam. I mean, it's these clowns talking about excited about some backup left tackle signed for the San Diego Chargers. They get all excited about like San Diego has ever been even relevant, and they're not even. San Diego.
I'm fine. I'd be fine with that, please. What kills me is like the third wing fucking hockey guy that you said never been in. Like, this guy's making fucking $150,000 a year, and we're getting a post on it in less than 20 seconds.
Oh well, that's what it is. And
Eric Fisher signs to the Colts, and it's fucking not news.
No. Well, but that's retarded.
Will he make a post on that eventually?
Yeah, and
4 hours later, he probably got 2 shares.
A Rangers only, a New York Rangers only show coming to the Sports Box, which I'm sure everybody will be excited about.
Oh yeah, that sounds.
Yeah, it'll have less viewers than us. That's tough right now.
And here in this fucking clown, we just said Mitchell's out. I mean, fucking Conley's been out for everybody. Or they're all fucking out. We know that, right? My man D Baker. Who the fuck calls himself D Bake anyway? What are you, D Nice and some fucking backup wash up rapper from the fucking 90s? No.
My name is D Nice.
I mean,
my man right here, my man D Bake dropped. But like it'll be like it'll be like 9 a.m. breaking news, and this motherfucker comes into the group chat talking about it's breaking news at like lunchtime. Like the motherfucker like where you been at for 4 hours? Hey guys, did you hear this? Like come on, bro. I don't know. Maybe I expect too much of my fellow brethren in the Sports Box to be up on their shit. I mean, it's our job to tell them news before it happens, not fucking come in like, yo, guys, did you hear Aaron Rodgers might be traded? Get fuck out of here with that shit. But no, I'm only fucking with D Bake. Not really though. Happy birthday! I think it was his birthday yesterday. I think he hit 21, maybe puberty. I don't know.
That's what's up.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't know how old he is. But anyway, listen, fun show tonight. Here's
Curry Beal. Oh, fuck's this guy?
Go ahead. Somebody answer this shit because I can't even.
Who the fuck is that guy?
That's what I say every time somebody in the group chat pops up. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
MVP for what?
I want to hit the X. I wanted to hit the X so bad on that question. Westbrook. Yeah. They let him get that rebound diving on the floor.
Coming in late with that one, man.
Turnover. John. Neither of them are MVP.
Look at the stats.
Look at their stats.
He is looking at this. He must be looking at one stat, and that's points per game.
You're going off of leading the league in points. That's it. Look at look what Curry's did for his team, and look where Beal's team is.
But I think I think they might be both in the same spot or close enough.
Curry's lucky people are even talking about him. But yeah, I mean, Jokic, Embiid, MVP is a little bit more of a team where what you're doing for your team, where you're at, not scoring the most points and being 10th in the division.
There you go.
But that'll get you in a first team, all NBA first team. There we go.
Always fun. Glad to have the full crew back.
In reality, Rich, has Rich ever commented on the show before tonight? Because he's
my man Richie Rich. No, he's commented before. He was.
Yeah, that's Rich. Maybe I've never been here, but he has been fucking heavily.
Paulie only comes around on a full mood.
In reality, we give the best player the MVP
Paul.
instead of the person who is legitimately most valuable to their team. I don't know if that makes too much sense because I feel like LeBron James should be the MVP for the last fucking.
Well, let's put this up. So first of all, in reality, we do not do that. We always give if you look at what Giannis has done in the last couple of years, he's put up great numbers on a number 1 or number 2 seed in his division. So all right, so that's not really what happens. So that's not the in reality.
Not at all.
Listen, Curry is phenomenal. He's definitely in the MVP conversation. Love what he's doing this year. I mean, Wiggins has even stepped up in the last. So I mean, Curry's kind of, you gotta give him love, and you also have to understand some of these games too. When Steph Curry's out, it's like Jordan Peele and Key are out there playing ball. I think Will Ferrell is doing semi-pro too when he's out. So
yeah, I mean, that's like everybody's saying like they'd like to see Embiid get it. And that's, I mean, we'd love to see Embiid get it, but we made the statement earlier, if you guys were here, that he doesn't have enough games under his belt this season. And unfortunately, that's going to be the deciding factor on why he doesn't get it. And if we're going to continue to about who should be the MVP, we know who the most valuable player in the league is for the past 19 years. He should get it every single year. He is the most valuable player on his team year in and year out. That's LeBron, obviously. But you can't do that. That's not fun. Not probably 17, 18 years straight. He's been, no, let's not say 18, but I'll say the last 11, 12, he's the most valuable player on his team. Every year.
What's up, Fab?
So my man Fab, listen, we asked this question.
Julius Randle.
We kind of answered this question earlier today when we were talking about our all-pro teams. CP3 is definitely in the conversation for what he's doing with the Phoenix Suns. I have him on my top 5 in for all NBA team this year. The other gentlemen don't, but we won't hold that against them. But for what CP3 is doing in Phoenix and taking a team who wasn't in the playoffs last year into a top 2 seed, you got to give him respect, and he's definitely in the conversation for MVP. His stats are just not there. If his stats were a little bit better, he would have a little bit more shot.
Agreed.
Thanks for joining, Fab. What's up, man?
Fab.
Most improved is Julius Randle.
But he's saying Julius Randle should be in the MVP talk. I don't know about all that. He's definitely most improved player in the NBA.
I mean, you could throw him a mention. I mean, as a most improved and when he rose his team to the next level, I'll give him that. But I mean, he's not a realistic MVP. The realistic MVP talk is 2 players, Embiid and Joker. And if Embiid played more games, he'd be the MVP. But he didn't.
Right. It was his till he got hurt. I mean, unfortunately, that's what it comes down. It was his till he got hurt, and now voters are just going to say, "Well, he didn't play, so let's give it to Joker."
The general's appearance. Let's see. The general. He appeared. He agreed with my man Scoops, Curry, Luka, Giannis, Embiid, and Joker first team. That's a solid first team. I mean,
thank you.
That was Paulie Scoops' pick. I think everybody had pretty much. I think so. We all had Curry, Giannis, Embiid, and Joker, right?
Yeah, we all had the same 4.
Yeah, Kevin, you had who?
Beal. Bradley.
You had Beal.
Dame.
I had CP3. I don't think any of us are actually going to have the correct, because I think Kawhi might squeeze in there.
I don't think so.
I'm not. I don't think so either. I don't think he should, but I think that's maybe how the voters go.
I wouldn't be mad if any one of ours would work out, but no Kawhi.
But, well, I'm just saying. I think out of those,
you might be right, but I hope not.
don't be surprised if Harden sneaks out there. I think he's played the most games for the Nets. If he sneaks in there, like I think there's going to be one of those guys that maybe shouldn't have deserved it, gets it because of off a name.
Off a name.
Voters. Yeah,
I just don't know how you leave my guy off this year.
but and actually, Larry,
You mentioned that earlier too,
yeah,
Larry.
we were talking about that. So so this year, although Joel Embiid has played 99.9% of his minutes on the floor as a center,
They haven't marked that 100%.
Well, it depends. If you look on Basketball Reference or if you look on another site, they don't have it completely as 100. Reference does, but the other site doesn't. But
That's like saying they had Giannis as and Joker. Joker, I think.
Joker.
I think Joker was listed almost as a guard as well. He was either guard or center, where Embiid had forward
and center. Yeah, so there's multiple destinations this year, and I think it's that time, I guess, in basketball, which is more positionalist.
That's what they said. Just get rid of everything and just do your top 5 players. And make your team that way.
And what's that?
Set. I'm sorry. I'm double looking at the NFL schedule right now, so I'm let Kev know that we're coming week 7. Just let him
For
know.
what? Oh, you're coming to the Terradome?
Coming.
I'm trying to go. I'm trying to go to Vegas.
You want to start the rookie?
We'll see.
You bringing a rookie to the dome? That's fine.
Ben Simmons.
When we talked about
we didn't do that.
Get all that because we skipped this when I had this on the list when we talked earlier.
This one.
So Meads, who do you have?
Well, I peeked.
Yo,
It
Ben?
looks like they got Rudy favored over Simmons.
Really?
Who do you have?
Ridiculous.
Not Vegas. Who do you have?
I'm rolling with the homer, Ben. I'm going to roll
Agreed.
with Ben, even though he's the 3rd best defensive player on the Sixers.
No, that's not true.
Yes.
Well, I'm rolling with Ben Simmons. I've been saying
Paulie?
And
And
I hate that they give it to Rudy. Just 7 foot, stand under the rim, get rebounds, and get a couple blocks.
here's the thing about Rudy Gobert. Who's he guarding that's really a good center?
He stands under the rim, does nothing.
But that's what I'm saying. Who's he guarding? Who's he guarding? Tell me who's he guarding. Because when the Sixers played him, Ben Simmons lit him up for 42. When he plays the Joker dominates him. A lot of times he doesn't even play defense on him. If you watch a Utah versus Denver game, Derek Favors is the one guarding Joker, the MVP of the league. If you're the defensive player, why are you shooting? Why aren't you in there? You know what I'm saying? Every now and then he'll switch and he'll play him. But the Joker dominates him. So anytime he plays somebody good, I mean, who's he getting defensive player a year ago? Rashard Holmes? Marvin Bagley?
Yeah,
it's sick that he's always in this fucking debate. Like you said, Embiid sat there and rallied up 42 on him. He's just not like Ben can go out.
Ben scored 42. Ben. That's why Ben said earlier. He's like, how's the defensive player of the year? That's the only game that Ben wanted to score against all season was when he just wanted to disrespect Rudy.
Yeah, Ben's going to go out there. He can guard you positions 1 through 5, realistically. Yeah. I mean, I just don't see how that's not your best defense player in the NBA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like can Gobert go out there and switch on defense and guard a point guard?
Nope.
Absolutely not. So I don't understand the Rudy Gobert love. Maybe, and I think I came to this because right now the Jazz have the best record, right? So they don't have Coach of the Year. They don't have an MVP candidate. They don't have a Rookie of the Year candidate. They don't have a Most Improved candidate except Jordan Clarkson, as we mentioned. So is this a Utah? And let's be real, Utah has 0 chance of winning the NBA title. They're number 1 seed, 0 chance of winning the NBA title. So is this their little? Okay, we'll give them the defensive player of the year.
It could be. Could be. I mean, like you said, man, who does he really?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought Embiid had himself a game against.
He did, but when I was talking earlier,
Listen,
yeah.
guys,
Where's Mike Vick when you need him?
I'm gonna get
Yeah,
out of here,
jeez.
guys. I gotta go. It's good seeing you guys.
We're actually running out of time here anyway. We're 8 minutes. So I don't want the sponsors to get mad at us and Brian Attard, who doesn't like basketball or anything really that has to do with anybody but foreign athletes skating around like figure skating little homos. At this, so listen, we good. We always had a good another good show.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, like we mentioned in the beginning of the show, it was a Jeremy Belan-less RIP J-Rock show. So you know that was a little different. So we'll just do a shout out to Jeremy, his family, and everyone.
J-Rock. Rest in
R.I.P.
peace, my
J
friend.
Rock, man.
Rest in peace, my brother.
All right, guys, we'll be here next Wednesday, hopefully. Summer times and go Sheba, go Doge. There you go. I'm on the Sheba. I sold Doge at much more than it is today. So let's go.
All right, fellas.
All right, gentlemen, have a good one.
So,
Let's we're about to hit the outro, I guess.
We're doing an outro.
Yeah, why not?
Thank you for watching this episode of Baseline Jumper on the Sports Box. Please remember to follow us on all of our social media outlets. On Facebook at Sportsbox Show, Twitter at Sportsbox Show, Instagram at The Sportsbox Show. Find us on YouTube and join Outside the Box, our Facebook sports discussion group. The Sports Box is brought to you by our sponsor, Showcase Sports in Hamilton. Showcase Sports for the elite athlete. And also our friends over at CrowdPlay. Download the free CrowdPlay app today and use promo code THEBOX at sign up for 10 free points. Thank you for joining us.